to the Mutiny Report. I'm Fletcher Christian. This is what it feels like to be alive right now. Let's get one thing straight before we even start. The global situation isn't just unraveling. It's unraveling on fast forward and with a laugh track. The world's not just watching the chaos, it's streaming it live. And we are the main feature. Let's begin in Munich, because when you see pomp and ceremony trying to paper over geopolitical breakdown, that's the sound of a superpower trying to dress its embarrassment up as strategy. Diplomats with padded shoulders and forced smiles negotiating a world order that's moving on without them. That's the optics of decline, livid with the funniest irony possible. Now let's talk about Tucker Carlson in Israel, because if you think this is normal, you have clearly never traveled internationally. Carlson flew into Ben Gurion Airport in Israel to interview U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee. According to him, Israeli authorities detained him, confiscated his passport, and interrogated his producer about what was said in the interview. Yeah, watch the interview. Hold that thought. Official responses from Israeli authorities, the Israeli Airports Authority, and the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem say none of that happened. That Carlson was not detained, that his party was politely questioned as part of routine entry procedures. And that this all happened in a VIP lounge to protect his privacy. There were probably strippers there too. And here's the real bullshit. Huckabee himself, Mike Huckabee, a Christian Zionist emissary, said that Carlson received the same treatment every traveler gets, including him. Really? Our greatest ally treats our, brown-nosing, ass-kicking ambassador of Mike Huckabee the same way? I really doubt it. Folks, this isn't Kafka. This is a clown world with authoritarianism and press credentials. Now, the bigger context. This is not normal. I don't care whether you love Carlson, hate Carlson, or think he's a breakfast cereal named after an irrational fear. The fact that this is even a story is the indictment. A high-profile American journalist claims he was detained in an allied country, supposedly our greatest ally. Yeah, okay. Ask anyone in the CIA if they think they're our greatest ally. Over what he talked about with a U.S. ambassador. That alone should make statesmen clutch their pearls. Instead, it makes headlines. But wait, it gets better. While the empire stumbles in airport lounges, our domestic leadership is firing off stunt after theatrical stunt. Case in point, the Trump alien files spectacle. Thanks to Barack Obama, thanks buddy, casually saying aliens are real on a podcast where he immediately backtracked and clarified that he meant life probably exists. So okay, whatever. Somewhere, but there's no evidence of contact. Well, if that's your marriage you're probably talking about. The political class seized the moment. So what does Donald Trump do? He seizes the lever and says he'll release government files on aliens and UFOs. Oh, but they'll probably be redacted and there'll probably be a bunch of sleazy ones that are in his cabinet. There's sleazy aliens that hang out with sleazy people like Jeffrey Epstein, like Howard Lutnick, Can't believe that guy still has a job. But just let that marinate, though. 1 minute we're dealing with everyday, glaring crises. A smoldering Middle East that even our allies seem embarrassed by. Tariff rulings swinging like a wrecking ball. Even today in his press conference, after the Supreme Court just ruled his tariffs were legal, he's like, "Oh, I can still do tariffs. I can do 10% tariffs. I can do that. It's allowed." Okay, dude. All right. Tariff rulings swinging like a wrecking ball and geopolitical chess games played with missing pieces. And the next, we're hyping alien disclosure like it's a halftime show. This is deflection, folks. Magicians flourish when the room burns. Look at it for what it is. The nation has real structural problems. Credibility on the world stage evaporating, franchise system diplomacy falling apart, allies and adversaries alike watching every misstep. Hey, how about extraterrestrials? Because anything is preferable to facing domestic rot and foreign policy incoherence. Maybe he'll get on ancient aliens or call it Trump's aliens. He's got to rebrand everything. This isn't statesmanship. This is infotainment as strategy. Now let's return for a moment to that airport story, because it tells you everything you need to know about the direction we're gesturing toward. Tucker Carlson says passports seized. Israeli authorities say standard procedure. Huckabee says same routine for everyone, and the internet explodes. If this were any other time in history, it would be a footnote. But in the era where news cycles are investable assets, everything becomes a spectacle, and spectacle replaces governance. And by the way, when a Christian Zionist like Huckabee is out there defending routine entry procedures because he knows the optics of press freedom violations are toxic, that's very fucking revealing. The unofficial chorus of allied diplomats shrugging and saying, yeah, that's standard, is like watching the referees admit the game was rigged on purpose. Here's the heart of it. We're living in a world where contrived narratives scramble the public's focus, where foreign policy is interchangeable with celebrity gossip, where credibility is a liquid to be poured out for entertainment value, and where the rest of the globe grins at our disarray. This isn't a glitch. This is the new operating system, and it's unstable. The world's not laughing because we're entertaining. The world's laughing because they realized we no longer project authority, we perform it. When Munich is theater, when passports make headlines, when aliens are a policy lever, that's not governance. That's circus logoria. We're not being serious about serious problems. We're not guarding diplomatic norms. We're not defending press freedom. We're not holding consistent policy. We're juggling illusions. And illusions don't hold up under pressure. So here's what I want you to remember. This isn't just a shit show. This is the shit show being confused for reality. And that's the dangerous part. Stay loud, stay human. And for fuck's sake, stay mutinous. Mutiny out.